Human, can you come inside me? The words echoed across the alien palace like a thunderclap of scandal. The human froze, mid-step, blinking like someone had just asked him to pay rent for the entire galaxy. Inside her? He swallowed, trying to figure if she meant, mentally, physically, emotionally, or some terrifying combination of all three. He was not equipped for this level of commitment. Oh, sure, he said slowly. Like rent or utilities included? The alien's three glowing eyes narrowed in disbelief, one eyebrow twitching in a way humans had yet to develop a word for. She had expected fear, awe, groveling, maybe even fainting. Instead, he was casually negotiating household perks. His audacity was immediate and profound. Yes. Forever, she said, her tone dripping with authority. You live inside my life now. Every thought, every heartbeat, every indulgence. She paused for effect, emphasizing the last word with a kind of predatory glee. The human scratched his head and yawned. Cool. So, breakfast included? And what about laundry? Because I don't fold. Already, the alien's majestic aura wavered under the weight of his casual nonsense. She had bonded countless species before, all trembling under her authority. This one just lounged. He looked around her luxurious chamber, crystal walls, floating furniture, a small nebula painting that probably cost more than his entire home planet, and whistled. Not bad. Though I'd probably rearrange a few things if I were living here. Her third eye blinked, a signal of escalating alarm. Living here isn't optional. Obedience is mandatory. Compliance is intrinsic to your existence as my emotional companion toy. The human perked an eyebrow. Emotional companion toy? That's kinda cute. Does it come with a manual? No manual. You are to provide comfort, amusement, and compliance in ways that satisfy my psychological and emotional needs. She snapped. She crossed her arms, her tail swishing in irritation. You are mine. For life. He grinned. Oh, life, huh? That's a long lease. So I get the deluxe package, right? Unlimited snacks? Late-night movie rights? And if I nap during your bonding rituals, that's acceptable? Her jaw nearly dropped. Nap? During a sacred bonding ritual? She had envisioned solemn ceremonies, displays of loyalty, mental attunement. Not this. But the absurdity gnawed at her, a strange mix of annoyance and fascination. You are frustratingly human, she muttered. I expected trembling, cowering, panic. Instead, you jest, you lounge, you undermine me. And you expected what? Some weakling to cry at the sight of three eyes and a tail? I'm a professional apex predator of relaxation, he said, stretching his arms across the gleaming floor like he owned it, which, in a literal sense, he now did. She stomped a foot. The palace trembled slightly. You will follow protocol. You will respect the hierarchy. You will. He interrupted, smirking. Hierarchy? Right. You rule, I nap. Got it. He flopped backward onto a hovering couch and gave her a thumbs up. Hey, you get the emotional satisfaction. I get the snacks. Everybody wins. She stared, incredulous. This human was breaking every rule in the galaxy, laughing at her authority, and somehow charming her while doing it. Worse, she felt the faintest stirrings of enjoyment. Maybe this would be fun. Maybe it would be a nightmare. Either way, he had wormed his way into her routines, her chamber, her mind, and apparently, her patience. You are insufferable, she hissed, though her tail twitched in subtle amusement. And yet, I cannot remove you. Not yet. Good. I like stability, he said lazily, yawning again. Also, do I get a say in what emotional support entails? Because last time someone called me a toy, they ended up apologizing with chocolate and bad puns. Her teeth almost gleamed. You are testing my resolve. This is your first, and last, warning. He raised a hand in mock salute. Noted. I will continue testing, with full compliance to your ultimate whims. Promise. Mostly. She groaned, the sound somewhere between a growl and a laugh. You are not serious, and yet, somehow, you are perfect for this. He smirked, resting on the couch, legs stretched lazily. Perfect for this, huh? Yeah, I think that's what they call a win-win situation. Her exasperation morphed into curiosity, her irritation into fascination. She had expected a companion toy to obey, to comfort, maybe to amuse, but never to outwit, to flirt, and to lounge with such devastating charm. You may have survived the first hour, she said slowly, but I promise, the galaxy does not reward laziness. I will see how long your audacity lasts. Oh, it'll last forever, he said with a grin. Because apparently, I'm staying inside your life now. And honestly, that sounds way better than any lease I've ever signed. The alien blinked, caught off guard by a pang she didn't expect, amusement, intrigue, and something disturbingly like affection. And as she stared at the human sprawled before her, lazily smirking, she realized, this toy wasn't just a toy. He was a human. Audacious, irritating, utterly unpredictable, and already rewriting the rules of her life without even trying. And for the first time in her life, she almost didn't mind. The next morning, the alien strode into her chamber, fully expecting obedience, awe, or at least a minor panic attack. Instead, the human was draped over her floating couch like it had been custom-built for him, legs dangling casually, a mug of steaming, suspiciously human-looking coffee in hand. Good morning, he said cheerfully, stretching and smirking. I brought my own caffeine. Hope you don't mind that I repurposed one of your sacred energy crystals for it. Best espresso I've ever had. Her jaw dropped. You repurposed an energy crystal for coffee? He shrugged. I did say I wanted to contribute to emotional support. I'm providing high-quality stimulation. Very adult. You are impossible, she growled, tail flicking irritably. You are not here to repurpose sacred artifacts. You are here to obey, amuse, and provide emotional stability. Emotional stability? Oh, you mean like telling me I can't nap while you're meditating? Because you know stability is subjective, he said lazily, stretching further. Also, is it just me, or does your meditation room double as a sauna? Very efficient design. She nearly hissed, but instead, something strange bubbled inside her, annoyance tangled with curiosity. The human was audacious, yes, but also oddly charming. She had not anticipated being entertained by someone who violated every rule in her lexicon of control. Today we bond, she said firmly, trying to assert authority. There will be a bonding ritual. It involves obedience, attentiveness, and undivided focus. Are you prepared? He yawned dramatically. Undivided focus? I can try. Depends on if snacks are involved. Emotional support doesn't cover starvation, right? Snacks are irrelevant, she snapped. Your focus is required. He grinned. All right. I'll focus, right after I finish this muffin. Or maybe we can multitask? He pointed to the energy crystal coffee, the muffin, and a hovering hologram of intergalactic rulebooks he was studying. See? I'm emotionally supportive and intellectually engaged. The alien's eyes twitched. You are deliberately making a mockery of this ritual, aren't you? Not at all, he said innocently, smearing a bit of frosting on his chin. I'm enhancing it. Adding human flair. I call it Bonding 2.0. Her tail lashed, her teeth nearly visible. This is not a game. It's kind of a game, he admitted with a shrug. But games are fun. And fun is emotionally supportive. Science. She pinched the bridge of her nose. You are testing me. You are too clever by half, and yet, somehow, your laziness is winning. He flopped onto the couch, staring at the ceiling. Winning? Oh, I thought I was just surviving. Humans are masters of survival, did you know? Apex predators of relaxation. And yet you are supposed to be a toy, she said, exasperation laced with disbelief. A toy provides amusement, comfort, and I am providing all of that. He interrupted with a grin, picking up the energy crystal cup like a trophy. Comfort? Check. Amusement? Check. Chaos and existential questioning? Also check. She froze. Chaos and existential. What? He sipped casually. You said I was to provide emotional support. I support emotions. Emotions include chaos, existential dread, boredom, curiosity, everything humans excel at. I'm fully qualified. The alien let out a long, frustrated growl, then caught herself. You are rewriting the rules. You are changing the nature of your bond without permission. Bonding is collaborative, right? He said, grinning. Think of it as adult negotiation. Plus, I make excellent snacks disappear. That's a bonus. She blinked, tail twitching in something approaching amusement. You have no respect for hierarchy, decorum, or tradition. Respect is overrated, he said lazily. I have charm, wit, and the uncanny ability to nap anywhere. That counts for something. And yet, she muttered under her breath, you amuse me. Infuriate me. And somehow, I am beginning to enjoy your audacity. He perked an eyebrow, sensing an opening. Enjoy? You mean, like, emotionally satisfied? Because I'm top tier in that department. Lifetime guarantee. You insolent human, she said, glaring, but her voice had lost some of its bite. You are supposed to be my toy. Not the master of everything. He leaned back, hands behind his head. Toy? Master? I like to think of myself as emotionally supportive furniture. You can lounge on my charm, bask in my wit, and occasionally steal snacks. Her jaw tightened, tail flicking, but inside, she realized she had underestimated him. The human was not just lazy, audacious, or insufferable. He was clever, adaptable, and terrifyingly good at bending rules without breaking them. He was everything a human should be, a master of chaos disguised as a pillow of comfort. And yet, she hissed, I cannot remove you. Not yet. The galaxy does not forgive insolence lightly. He sipped his coffee unbothered. Good thing I'm excellent at staying put. Emotional support is my specialty. She groaned, a mix of exasperation and fascination curling inside her. You are the galaxy's laziest apex predator, and somehow, perfect for this. He grinned, eyes twinkling. Perfect. Sounds like a win-win. And in that moment, the alien realized her life, and her routines, would never be the same. The human had arrived, fully, audaciously, and she had no choice but to let him stay. Forever. The alien entered her chamber with a calculated glare, ready to assert dominance for once and for all. She had planned a bonding ceremony, meticulous, elaborate, designed to reinforce hierarchy and obedience. The human, of course, arrived 15 minutes late, humming a tune she didn't recognize and balancing a plate of pastries he had somehow conjured from thin air. Good morning, he said cheerfully, plopping down on her hovering couch with an almost criminal sense of entitlement. I brought snacks. Ceremony time, right? Or are we flexible today? Flexible? She snapped, eyes narrowing. There is nothing flexible about this. This ritual is sacred. You will comply fully, without deviation. Comply fully, got it, he said, smirking. Does compliance include taste testing these pastries? Very important part of emotional bonding, I'm told. He popped one in his mouth. Her 3 glowing eyes practically rolled. You cannot turn a sacred bonding ritual into a buffet. Oh, I can't, he said lazily, licking frosting off his fingers. Humans excel at multitasking. Emotional support and dessert evaluation? Perfect combination. HFY certified. She swore under her breath. This human had an uncanny ability to warp everything serious into something absurd, yet somehow still productive. He was a stress relief toy, yes, but he was also a walking, talking chaos generator. You will follow my lead, she commanded, tail lashing. Obedience, focus, emotional contribution. Obedience, he said, scratching his chin. Sure. Focus, mostly. Emotional contribution, do jokes count? Because I have a killer one about a quantum quasar, 2 aliens, and a misplaced loaf of bread. Jokes do not count, she said sharply. This is about discipline, loyalty, and adult humor, he finished, grinning. Because let's be honest, you're secretly enjoying it. Admit it. She stiffened, tail twitching. I am not enjoying your insolence. This is a test of character. You will fail spectacularly. Test of character? He said, reclining fully, arms behind his head. I thought it was a bonding exercise. Anyway, failing spectacularly is kind of my specialty. I make chaos look effortless. She blinked. His laziness was infuriating, but his charm, wit, and sheer audacity were starting to make her laugh, internally, of course. The galaxy might call it disrespect, she called it complicated amusement. Human, she hissed. You are rewriting every rule in my palace, every tradition of my people, and you are doing it while lounging and eating my food. See? That's called innovation, he said. Humans excel at taking rigid structures and making them way more comfortable. And tasty. Don't forget tasty, she growled. You are not serious. I am deadly serious, he said, grinning wickedly. Deadly serious about snacks, naps, jokes, and emotional support. Also, I might have hacked your holographic memory system. Accidentally? Maybe. But only for bonding purposes. Her eyes widened. You what? I call it experiential learning. You learn faster when you're laughing and slightly horrified. Science. Humans are impossible, she muttered, tail flicking violently. I cannot remove you. Not now, not ever. You are insufferable, infuriating, and yet somehow perfect for this. He leaned forward, lowering his voice in a playful whisper. Perfect? You mean like emotionally perfect? Because I'm a limited edition, lifetime guarantee. Emotional chaos included. Her glowing eyes narrowed dangerously. You are testing my patience. You are the most infuriating creature I have ever adopted. And you are the most fun alien I've ever been assigned, he replied casually. Seriously, these rituals are way more enjoyable with a human who doesn't follow instructions. Add spice, keeps it real. HFY approved. She froze. Spice, she realized, was exactly what this human brought. Every lazy comment, every innuendo-laden joke, every casual disruption turned her palace upside down. She had expected a toy, a submissive, and obedient companion. Instead, she had a human who was audacious, clever, and utterly, hilariously unmanageable. You think you're in control, she said, voice tight, a mixture of warning and fascination. But I am the owner, the commander, the one who dictates the rules. Sure, he said, tilting his head. You dictate the rules. I just test them. I find the gaps. Emotional support is a two-way street, you know. I'm doing you a favor. And honestly, your rulebook could use some humor. HFY guarantee, humans improve alien lives. She couldn't decide if she wanted to strangle him or hug him. Or both. Probably both. His chaotic brilliance was slowly taking over her perfectly ordered life, and she hated loving it. And yet, she whispered, her tail twitching, I cannot remove you. You are mine. And I am beginning to enjoy this ridiculous, infuriating bond. He grinned, lounging like a king in her palace. Enjoy it? Good. Because I'm not going anywhere. Emotional support, chaos, snacks, and questionable innuendo, forever. Her jaw tightened, her anger mingling with amusement. The galaxy might never forgive this human for his audacity, but she had no choice. She was officially, humorously, absurdly, irrevocably, bonded to the galaxy's laziest apex predator. And for the first time, she realized that having him inside her life, utterly unpredictable, infuriating, and hilarious, might just be exactly what she needed. The alien paced her chamber, a storm of exasperation and amusement swirling inside her. The human, naturally, was nowhere near ready to follow any ceremony or protocol. He was sprawled across her floating couch, half-eaten pastries scattered around him, one hand lazily flipping through a holographic magazine, the other lazily propping up his chin. "You are insufferable," she hissed, tail flicking like a whip. "And yet, somehow, I cannot remove you. This arrangement, this bond, is permanent, isn't it?" "Permanent? Forever?" he said, widening his eyes innocently. "Well, that's convenient. I was hoping someone would adopt me long-term. Emotional companion toy sounds perfect." He grinned, smug and lazy as ever. "You call yourself a toy," she said, folding her arms. "A lifetime emotional companion. Do you even understand the responsibility? The loyalty? The benefits?" he interrupted. "I understand benefits. Free food, comfy floating furniture, chaos allowance, and unlimited access to your life's drama. Sounds like a dream." Her 3 eyes glimmered with fury and something far more dangerous, reluctant amusement. "You are rewriting every expectation I have of this arrangement. You are not a toy. You are a human. The galaxy's laziest apex predator. And yet, somehow, perfect for this." He leaned back, smirking. "Perfect? You mean emotionally supportive? Or do you mean permanently infuriating?" "Both," she snapped, tail lashing. "I command, you obey, or at least attempt to. You tease, you subvert, you lounge, you make me laugh in ways that are infuriating and delightful at the same time." He tapped his chin. "Delightful, huh? I do like the sound of that. And I excel at infuriating. HFY approved, by the way. Humans thrive on chaos, emotional subversion, and snacks." "You mock me," she said, yet her tone had softened imperceptibly. "You flaunt your audacity. And yet, I feel something I did not expect." "Oh?" he said lazily, tilting his head. "Do tell. Intrigue me with your alien feelings. Adult conversation about emotional attachment? I'm excellent at those." "Yes," she said, lowering her voice to a near whisper. "Something warm. Chaotic. Infuriatingly enjoyable. You've entered my life in ways I cannot undo. You've changed the rules, the rituals, the order I have always maintained. And yet, I do not mind." He chuckled, a slow, teasing sound. "That's because you secretly enjoy having someone unpredictable around. Humans are masters at keeping life interesting. Emotional support, chaos, adult innuendo, and questionable decisions included. And yet you are entirely uncooperative," she said. "You defy, disrupt, and somehow, you fit perfectly." He shrugged. "Fitting perfectly is overrated. I prefer lounging comfortably while the world bends around me. Snacks, naps, innuendo, emotional chaos, best package in the galaxy." "You are impossible," she said, a flicker of amusement breaking through her frustration. "And yet you are mine. Forever. You will stay inside my life, literally, emotionally, and irreversibly." "Forever?" he repeated, grinning. "Sounds like an excellent deal. I like long-term contracts. Full benefits, minimal responsibility, maximum fun. HFY humans, we know how to commit to comfort." She growled softly, realizing she had lost the battle before she even began. He had infiltrated her life fully, audaciously, and with zero effort. Her palace, her rituals, her routines, all had been rewritten by a single human lounging lazily and making inappropriate jokes about coming inside her life. "You are the galaxy's laziest apex predator," she said finally. "And yet, I cannot imagine life without you." "Good," he said with a wink. "Because I'm not going anywhere. Emotional support, chaos, snacks, and questionable innuendo, permanently included in the package." She exhaled, a mix of exasperation and fascination curling inside her. "You amuse me. Infuriate me. And somehow, complete my existence in a way I never anticipated." "Perfect," he said. "And I excel at perfection. HFY humans, We thrive on audacity, adapt, survive lazily, and somehow charm everyone in the process. The alien narrowed her eyes, tail twitching dangerously, yet inside she laughed. A low, incredulous, utterly human laugh. You are my toy, my chaos, my emotional companion. And you will stay that way. Forever. Forever, he repeated, curling into the couch with a satisfied grin. Emotional support, chaos, adult humor, snacks, and questionable decisions. HFY approved, remember? And I do make an excellent permanent fixture. She took a deep breath, realizing it fully now. The human had infiltrated her life completely, had rewritten every expectation, and yet she could not imagine her perfectly ordered existence without him. His laziness, audacity, humor, and charm had become essential. You are insufferable, she said, her voice trembling slightly between anger and affection. And yet, I love having you here. Love it? He said, eyebrow raised, voice teasing. Perfect. I'll take that as a win. You keep me, I keep the chaos, the snacks, and the innuendo. Everybody wins. HFY humans, we adapt, we survive, we make life hilariously better. And so, she said, her tail curling around him in a gesture of reluctant surrender. You are mine. Completely. Permanently. Forever. And I wouldn't have it any other way. He grinned lazily, sipping the last of his energy crystal coffee. Forever, he repeated. Best lease I've ever signed. Emotional support, chaos, snacks, innuendo, and human audacity included. No returns, no refunds. Lifetime guarantee. She blinked, exasperated and amused. The galaxy might never forgive him for his audacity, but she had no choice. He was hers. Completely. Hilariously. Infuriatingly. And she loved every impossible, ridiculous, chaotic second of it.